Welcome to Trippy Commentaries and our search for the Jetpack in Grand Theft Auto 5. My name is RJ. Thank you guys for joining me. Here we are on top of Mount Chiliad overlooking Fort Zancudo. In fact, it's almost 3 o'clock as well. Yes, it is just about 3 o'clock. For those of you who didn't know, you can actually grab your sniper. It does have to have an advanced scope on it. And from Mount Chiliad, you can see the Zancudo UFO. You have to be fully zoomed in, and there it is. So it's pretty cool how you can see it from the mountaintop right next to Fort Zancudo. You don't have to be in the sky to see it. So just make sure to put an advanced scope on your sniper if you guys do want to do this. Now in this episode, we will be taking a look at the satellite array. Of course, one of the satellites points in a different direction than the others. I've heard two different theories. I've heard some people say that it definitely points towards Fort Zancudo, a location that we basically took over. We had a party of 16 people all go in to take out the military all at once. We got it to where it was not respawning any soldiers or any enemies at all for felt like a good 5 or 10 minutes. So that was pretty cool, but that of course took place online. Most people think that you have to find the jetpack on single player, but some people also think that the other satellite points towards the Altruist Camp. So we will definitely take a look at it in this episode, as I think it points in a different location than both of those two suspicious areas. Let's go ahead and hop in the buzzard. I will meet you at the satellite array. Here we are at the satellite array. It's pretty obvious that one satellite is pointing in a completely different direction than the others. You can oftentimes see the FIB checking out that satellite, so it's a huge clue, and it's one that I think maybe many people are overlooking because of the direction that it's facing. We're not too far away from the prison as well. I did just talk about the Zancudo takeover that our crew performed. Felt like perhaps we did activate something, but, you know, of course it did take place online. This Sunday, we will be performing a prison break, so we'll have 16 people all go into the Bolingbroke Penitentiary at once. We'll definitely see what happens. I know most of you will probably be watching this after we've already done that, so make sure you check out that video, and hopefully it goes well, as I think that will be even more difficult than the Zancudo takeover, despite the fact that there will be no tanks. But let's go ahead and look at the satellites now. Many people believe that the satellite points towards the Altruist Camp, of course. Let's go ahead and take a look at it, and let's try to figure this out once and for all as we line ourselves up with this one satellite. It's pretty tough. Let's get into first-person mode here. Maybe that'll make it easier, as the helicopter controls are very touchy, and the key is to make sure that we are in a direct line with the red light to find out exactly where it's pointing. It seems like this is pretty close. Let's go ahead and see where they're pointing us towards. See, it does not look like the Altruist Camp, which is a little bit over to the right here, and then you have the Zancudo UFO right here. There's our marker right on it, and even if we were a little bit off, I feel like it still is not going to correlate with that Zancudo UFO or the Altruist Camp. For the most part, it's pointing at Mount Chiliad, where we just were. You know, huge theory that we've had for a long time is that Mount Chiliad is some sort of secret base. There's a lot of military bases in America, in the real world here, where they actually are inside of mountains, and I think that would be one of the ultimate Easter eggs, to have a secret room inside of the mountain, which is right next to Fort Zancudo. So it's not a far stretch to think that the military would burrow their way in there to create some other facilities. Now there's a couple other things we need to point out. First of all, if we go in a direct line from that satellite, we also pass over this interesting area right here. Definitely something to point out, as it seems to be a standalone rock. There's been one theory out there that there's a rock that contains a secret entrance perhaps this is it, as the satellite is pointing right towards it. There's a mysterious house right there next to it. We'll definitely check that out at a later time. Let's make sure we're still kind of going on a straight line course here. Let's look behind us and see if we can see the satellite. I guess we should probably start over as we cross over Trevor's airfield here. Definitely some clues to the Infinite 8 killer in these parts as well. Some people have said that perhaps we need to investigate that, like maybe the Infinite 8 killer has something to do with the jetpack. They're both really kind of unanswered mysteries in a way. I know some people do think that the Infinite 8 killer theory can be put to rest. I guess that guy was in prison or died or something like that. So we'll definitely take a look at that. And let's go ahead and follow this line, see what we can find. There's a huge rock below us there. And we will be crossing the sea. As you can see, guys, we're definitely not heading towards Fort Zancudo. And we're definitely off course from the Altruist Camp as well. To me, it is pointing us towards, like I said, Mount Chiliad, and perhaps more importantly, the alien water towers. Very interesting, guys. This seems to be one of the most obvious spots that they're pointing us towards. At the UV map, it says they're here. And a lot of the locations on the UV map basically point you towards hidden weapons. So if you take a black light to the special edition map, it'll point you towards hidden weapons. Some good, some not so good. I know there's a pistol in the grave located in Los Santos, but this location really doesn't have anything going on whatsoever. So why are they pointing us here? There's yoga that takes place here, and there's a strong presence of aliens. So maybe that has something to be uncovered. We'll look at it from one more perspective underneath the map. So there are the alien hippie water towers, I guess we'll call them. This is definitely a different vantage point from underneath the map. We got to do whatever we can to try to find new clues, especially when it comes to this location, as there's so many hints that point us towards this area, but it's really been the one place where we have yet to find anything at all. There's some hippies doing yoga on top of the water towers, I believe in the morning time, so this seems to be an obvious location where perhaps the UFOs can abduct you, or the aliens basically abduct you and reward you with the jetpack. But as of right now, we really can't find anything to do here at all. I think when we do discover something to trigger an event here, it probably will have something to do with the space docker. We got to find a way to combine this area with the space docker to try to do something, as it seems as if the satellites are pointing us directly here. Maybe there's something we've yet to find out. Thank you guys for watching the episode. If you are watching this before Sunday, definitely make sure to join up for the prison break, especially if you were part of the Zancudo takeover, as we basically had a crew of professional assassins for that. We took over no problem at all. It helps to have 2 tanks on your side and people with some very powerful weaponry. Definitely make sure to join up for the prison break if you were involved with that. I'll try to give you a private message for those of you who I know definitely helped out in that, as we'll find a way to make sure you are in the party, as there is a maximum of 16. If for some reason you do try to join up and it doesn't let you in because there's too many, just try it out in a different session. Maybe we'll try to appoint somebody to head a second session, as there's a lot of people that want to help out. It's too bad that we cannot have more than 16 people. Hopefully on the next gen version of GTA 5, perhaps they will take it up to 32, something crazy. That'll certainly be pretty epic if we can get everybody together. Thanks again, guys. We will catch you in the next episode, which will be the prison break. And maybe we can activate something there as we try to take over the prison. Who knows what will happen? We will see you in the next episode of the Jetpack Hunter. Peace out, guys.